Hello out there and welcome to another video. This is Overlord Pop-Tart, as I'm going to continue to hold to for some reason out of just dedication to a very old nickname. And welcome back to another vlog video. I think this one's going to be a little bit of a longer one. I kind of feel like talking. I don't know about what, but I want to talk to somebody about something. It was a bit of a boring day, but I did have some things happen, so let's get into it. Pardon me. Woke up at probably about 7. I was happy about that. Fair enough. Good sleep. Did my usual fooling around on YouTube. Maybe mess around with some Clash of Clans. Let me lower the brightness on the computer before I forget. There we go. Maybe messed around on Clash of Clans. Swept through Reddit r/memes, essentially. Not even Reddit, just memes. Went and took my shower. And then got to play some Forza Horizon 5 with one of my best car friends. I don't know, my best car friend. I've got a best friend and a best car friend, I would say. Both equally as important to me, I would say. So, hello, Aaron. Hello, Gabe. You'll know which side you're on. What was I thinking? Oh, it was a very different experience playing through on that map with that friend of mine, because we've been playing Forza Horizon 3 together, oh goodness, nearly a year now, I believe, because it was just as I got into AIT that we started to play together because we were farther away. I'm sure we played at some point before I left for the military, but not nearly as much since I left. So we've been playing so much Forza Horizon 4. I mean, I don't need to use the map in that game. If somebody says like, hey, I need to go to this area, I'm like, cool, follow me. Like, I don't need to use the map to get to where I need to go in that game. And that, I mean, it's like a 40-something square mile map. I'm just, yeah, let me take you around this road. It's quicker. But this new map, it's a complete shakeup because it's expecting me to do things that I haven't had to do in a while. I haven't done a road race in a game, weirdly, about racing in so long, and I have to relearn a lot of what I used to do because I beat that game, Forza Horizon 4, so long ago. I had everything done, I mean, forever ago. So it's so great to get to step back into that and kind of relearn and rediscover how to do things in that game again. Granted, I will say it is so full of glitches, it is nearly unplayable, but for the moments that it was working properly, fantastic game. Really enjoying it. I have to run it as administrator, so if you're having problems with that, I know 1 or 2 people who might watch this have Forza or are playing Forza. If you have problems with it crashing a lot, run it as administrator. That's what fixed it for me, so good luck. Let's see. I did end up actually going somewhere today. I left the room. How about that? Rare occurrence. Absolutely. I've probably done it 3 times since I've started this series. And of course it was for a grocery visit. Unfortunately, the main thing that I left for, a water filter, they do not carry at the moment. So I have been drinking tap water for like the last, excuse me, I don't know why I'm burping. I haven't eaten anything, so my bad. I've been drinking tap water for like the last 4 days, and it's, and here come the hiccups. I have not eaten anything. I haven't had any soda or anything like that. The last thing I ate was pineapple juice. I don't know why I had to think about that. But yeah, that's the last thing I drank. It wasn't even carbonated, so I don't know why I'm burping. My bad. Why the hell? What was I talking about? Commissary visit. Yes, water filter. I've been drinking tap water, and I have discovered that the tap water here is disgusting because I haven't drank it in like 3 months. It's so gross. It's so metally, but I guess I'm just spoiled. I haven't drank anything out of a non-filtered, non-refrigerated, nice little container for a long time. So hopefully that can come back into stock because I kind of don't like being constantly dehydrated. That's not fun. I am wearing this thing again. Don't worry, I wasn't wearing it all of yesterday, and I haven't been wearing it all today. And I'm wearing a shirt under it. I'm not being completely nasty. So don't you get antsy with me. Don't you sass me. It's currently 9:30, so I am completely prepared for any amount of sass that you want to send my way. So you try me. You try me. All right. After the commissary visit, or actually, I think it might have been before. Yeah, before the commissary visit, I was talking to a couple of different family members, family member of a friend, just a couple of different folks, and they all were saying like, "Hey, Happy Veterans Day," and it's so weird for that to apply to me, because I mean, look at me. You might not know me super well. I mean, you probably only know me through the internet if you're one of my online friends, and in real life, you haven't seen me in probably at least a year. So I'm a lot different. I'm putting on weight. Like I wouldn't think that would be something that happens in the military, but with how cold it's been and how awful the weather has been, we haven't been PTing as much as a group. And if I'm not PTing as a group, I have barely any motivation to do anything. I mean, like a 3-mile run is like, way to go, hard work, me. And that's completely expected normally. I'm just not good at motivating myself at all to do anything. So be happy I can make these videos for you. It's a good thing that I was consoled by a friend and told that non-editing makes it feel more real, like you're actually having a conversation. So thanks. I'm going to stick to what you say for a good long while because it makes it a lot easier to put out the videos. Makes it a lot easier to work up the it's not urge. Work up the willpower to make the video. I'll go with willpower. Because I mean, my days are boring. It's hard to find good little things about my day. But that's the thing. These videos make me do that. I mean, somebody wishing me Happy Veterans Day, if I wasn't taking these videos, it would have just been, huh, that's weird to think about. I don't feel like a veteran. And that would be the end of it. But now I can put it out here for the world to see. And in a couple of years, maybe I'll get deployed or something like that. Lord help me if I do. And I'll look back on this and be like, yep, you were a veteran, kid. You are now, at least. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Outside of the Veterans Day thing, weirdly being a service member, put on a camouflage uniform and nasty old combat boots every day. Still don't feel like I'm in the Army. I mean, I am. Put up with all the Army nonsense, but it's weird to think of myself as a soldier. What else did I do? I played a lot of Stardew Valley. I absolutely have been loving that game. But you know what? Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about cars. Let's talk about cars. Okay. Let me make sure. I mean, I don't have anything open like bank details or anything like that, but let me do this real quick. Let me put myself down here. I apologize. I've taken you guys to space. Hold on. Boop. Boop. Okay, there we go. Let's get that out of here. Okay, let's full screen it on this one. There we go. Okay, so now we're in our little streaming setup here. Let's talk about cars. I'm going to move a new window over here. Boink. Boink. You can already see some cars on Craigslist saved up there, so sneak peek, I suppose. But let's talk about cars like the 1971 Buick Riviera. Hopefully I spelled that right. Hey, I did. This is one of my first favorite cars. Absolutely villainous looking, and yet I know very, very little about it. What I know is it's a Buick, it's a two-door, it's a sports luxury coupe in my mind. And I know that it's called the boat tail. Let me see if, yes, look at that. Look at that. How do you not run a small country if you own and drive a car like that, especially if it's in black? Oh, look at that. That is so smooth. That is so smooth. I like off-the-road cars like this, off the beaten path kind of cars. Favorite car in the world. 1984. Comes up right like that. AMC Eagle SX4 Liftback Sport. And my mother hates me for it. And I love it for that. Okay, this I do know a little bit about. It's got the inline 6-cylinder out of a Jeep. It comes with an automatic or a manual 5-speed, I believe, transmission, full-time 4-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive. It's obviously lifted quite a good amount off the ground. It's a pretty light car. I believe it's like 2,500 pounds, which is, I mean, less than like a Ford Focus sedan. It's a neat little car. They have a really close-knit, like cult following, and I absolutely love them. I also love the Mustang. Yep, there it is. You can tell I'm sincere in this stuff because all of them will be in my search as soon as I type in anything. Oh, look at that. It's hideous, and I love it so much. Oh my goodness. That's just about my favorite body of Mustang. Love it. Don't know why, but I kind of want to talk a little bit about them. So, geez, let's go back to the first one. Let's get out of here. Start from the beginning. Okay, Buick Riviera. This started with the 1969 Buick Riviera. I found one of these online once for $6,800, and it had just had a brand new Chevy 400 put into it. Now, when I say that, a 400 is in reference to the cubic inches of an engine. For example, let's say 2.0 liter engine to cubic inches. Okay, 122. So a 2-liter engine is anything Honda Civic kind of sized, Toyota Camry kind of sized, Ford Focus kind of sized, small economy engine. Well, economy engine for America. Economy engine in like Britain is like 1.1, but we won't talk about them because this is America. Technically, this is Korea, but shush. This is a very, very small engine. Now, let's imagine this was 400 cubic inches. That's a 6.5 liter V8. Over 3 times as much engine. So, obviously far too much, especially for a person of my age when I found this car. I found this car when I was probably, excuse me, I'm burping, 14-ish. 15-ish, maybe even younger. Don't mind this little spot. I'm poking at it. And my father was sitting in the living room, and I just ran up to him with this little like picture of it. I think it was on the computer. I might have had him come to me because I don't remember this stuff. It's far too long ago. But best I can remember, I remember showing it to my father and promising him, "Oh, Dad, please, I will work so hard to repay this car. I will put in so much effort. I will work 3 jobs. I'll go overtime. I'll put it on like top level insurance. I'll keep it safe. I'll drive safe. I promise if you just buy me this car." And in his wisdom, which I now recognize as wisdom, he was like, "No, that's ridiculous and stupid." That I agree with now. But unfortunately, he also put the words, "You're getting a Honda Civic," on the end of that. And so for the last however many 5 years, 6 years it's been, I've devoted myself entirely to not owning a slow car. Unfortunately, I was rather defeated by him, but also kind of had my own little victory when me and my father both bought my first car, 2001 Ford Focus wagon. Yes. Oh, look at shopping. That's not the one I meant to click. Who in their right mind? No. No. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this. Yes. Look at this guy. Look at that just hideous lob of metal. There we go. This is exactly the same color. And I had the SE. I loved this wagon. Loved this wagon. Because one, it was a Ford, which meant it was American, even though it was like a world car and it was like designed in Britain or something. I'm not putting my time into researching a Ford Focus. I'll be honest. But I loved this car. I could fit all of my friends and then all of their friends in this thing. It got 30 miles to the gallon. It wasn't deadly slow. It was slow. It was slow. I tried to tell myself it wasn't slow. It was slow. 0 to 60 was somewhere in like the 11-second range, which is like completely possible for a human being to reach on a rather nice bicycle downhill. So not a fast car in the slightest, but it had that wonderful blue. The seats were super comfortable. Transmission was smooth. I really liked that car. My sister is still driving this one around to this day. So if you're looking at cars and you're bored of Honda Civics and you're bored of Toyota Camrys, take a look at a Ford Focus. They're strong little cars. And for the price ranges, for Hondas and Toyotas, you're looking at about 100 horsepower flat, maybe 108, something like that. This guy has 130. It's just that little bit of pick-me-up. So that when those other guys who are in their Civics and Camrys and stuff were and just making noise for the sake of making noise, you're doing the same thing, but you have 22 more horsepower, so you get to look down on them as if they're worse than you, because they are. So that was my initial claim to fame in high school, was dude with the ability to take 8 people to the pizza place. That was my official title for a while there. Then I bought my first car that I have entirely paid for, which I loved and still love. I still have it. Nissan Pulsar. When I'm sad, I literally look up the interior of this car and just remember the good times I had driving it. Oh, I miss that car so much. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is my boy. This is my baby right here. I love this thing. I don't know why this one's so nasty, but this is probably one of the better pictures on the internet of it. There we go, this guy. So this is a 1.8 liter. So it's a little bit smaller than that 2 liter I was talking about in the Focus, but still made 132 horsepower. So I still technically counted it as an upgrade. It has got wonderful little pop-up headlights. I don't think there's a single picture on the internet with the pop-up headlights up, because why would there be? That would just be ridiculous. Why would anyone have that kind of foresight in their lives? Ugh. 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 That was gross. I didn't need to see that today. But no, this is my car. It's technically 2+2 seating, I believe, because it's that 2-door coupe, but it's got a little bit, you can see right here, these are rear seats that fold down. But you're probably looking closer at this picture and realizing there's no rear. There's no rear lid on it. And wait a second, where'd the roof go? This thing has T-tops and a removable rear lid to make it essentially a convertible. But, excuse me, if in just everyday driving, you just put them back on and it's a coupe. Or if you find an extremely rare attachment for it, you can have a wagon, a 2-door wagon, because why wouldn't you want that? It's a ridiculous car. I don't know why this was my choice to get it, but we thought it would be a reliable engine, and I looked it up, and it's the same engine out of an S13 Silvia, which is a super famous drift car that a lot of people have. And they do a lot of stuff to that engine, so I figured, oh, it'd be super reliable, and it exploded after 300 miles. And then I found out that the Silvia engines are for rear-wheel drive layout, which I knew, and these are for front-wheel drive layout, which I knew, but those are 2 different engine setups, and they don't swap between the 2, which I didn't know. That's what I learned. So it's been in my buddy's well, not my buddy's front yard, but in my buddy's backyard for a solid year and a half now that I've been in the military. And it was in my backyard for a full year before I joined, because in 2.5 years, I've not found a mechanic who is willing to work on this. The closest I found was a dude who was like, yeah, sure, I'll work on a Pulsar. How old is it? And I said, 88. And he goes, I only do 96 and newer. I didn't even know they made 96. I didn't even know that year existed before that guy said that. I'm not sure it still does, but it's a heap of garbage in my buddy's backyard, but I still love it. I love crap cars, as I am currently showing you. Then, after buying this particular crap car, I landed on an accidentally very, very good car, which I very much love. I don't think this one will show up in my search history. but 1999 Volvo. Yeah, it doesn't, but Volvo is 70. This is not an impressive car, but I had a lot of fun in this. The car I bought of it, okay, I'll list off what it has, and then I'll tell you the price. All-wheel drive, 4 doors, an inline 5-cylinder 2.4 liter with 236 horsepower, thanks to a turbo. All-wheel drive, if I didn't already mention it. Heated leather seats, full-blown like radio cassette player, like the little like tape deck thing, 8-track, whatever the heck. It was before my time, I'll admit that. A ton of optional extras, a huge trunk, an automatic transmission, which kind of, well, it's not a great transmission, I'll be honest with you. It doesn't really know what it's doing a lot of the time, but I mean, this is a really nice, good, strong running, and actually almost quick car that I bought for $2,000, 170,000 miles. They're reliable, they're safe, in my opinion, a little bit stylish, but exclusively for a rebellious, why would you make a car into a brick shape stylish. I always enjoyed driving that car. The turbo was very quiet, so you'd have to floor it if you wanted to hear anything close to a turbo, which was essentially how I drove it, so it worked out. This was the car I drove for pretty much the rest of my high school days. It was very comfortable. I enjoyed it greatly. And I'm probably going to come back home to it. But if I don't, because my mother does want to sell it so she can get it off of her lawn, I'm going to be trying to get, and I recommend this car to anybody. What do I have in here? Car, meme, and Xbox Live. Yeah, that's pretty much expected. Anyway, I recommend this to anybody who wants a strong performance car, wants a usable daily driver, and doesn't have a budget over $7,000. So like about a year of not saving a huge amount, retail job. Like if you're working 20 hours a week or so like that, or is it 20 hours or 40 hours full time? Yeah, it's 20 hours. It's 20 hours part-time. If you're working like 20 hours a week, you can totally grab this in your first year. You don't have to save super hardcore. Just make sure you're putting away money. Don't be extravagant, and you can totally get this thing. I recommend 2006. I was looking at the Crossfire. I changed my mind. Still going with this. S60R. Not a bad looking car, right? We've got all-wheel drive. We've got the turbo, still a 5-cylinder, still a 2.4 liter, but now with 300 horsepower, it might actually be a 2.5. I might have said that wrong. It's 2.4 or 2.5, one of the two. Still 4-door, still all leather interior, still all heated, all that goodness. Manual transmission, if I didn't already said it, because I'm kind of going back and forth, getting a little jumbled. Brakes that are as good as the same year BMW M3, which is a like $22,000 car for some reason. Intelligent suspension system. So when you're cornering, it can change the like throttle to each wheel because it's all-wheel drive, and the suspension stiffness on each corner, and I think a tiny bit of ride height because you can technically make a little bit of suspension softer and like squat more. Every 500th of a second, I think it was. It was some new track-oriented thing they were doing for this car. They sound real good. They're quick. They're safe. I think there's still a 4 or 5-star safety rating. They're pretty reliable. The engines are strong. They'll take more modifications. If you keep them stock, they'll last a while. But the one downside is parts are expensive. They're hard to find. But I will say, despite those two downsides, this is absolutely the best car you can get for anywhere near $6-7 grand. The next competitor would probably be an Infiniti G37, but that's going to be bringing $12,000. And while it does have 30 more horsepower, it's actually the same weight, I believe. And if you get the 4-door, it's way heavier. So this performs about as well. And this one has all-wheel drive. So I recommend that car. But don't go buying it before I can buy mine, because I want one first. Don't go jacking up the prices or anything. Yeah, as if my 3 views YouTube vlog will jack up any prices. But let's see. I think that's all the talking I should do about cars right now, because I've kind of got to where I wanted to be with that. I think I can turn this down now. But that's the thing I love about cars, is I can just talk for forever on them. Let me go back to just the me screen. There we go. Hello, it's me. All big in my screen. There we go. That's all the talking I'll do about cars. I could just go on for hours on that. I tried not to be technical at all in there, but I mean, just talking about how internal combustion works and how transmission uses gears to turn horsepower into torque and stuff like that. Like, I just really like it. It's very, very interesting. I'm super not that much of a mechanic. I'm not an engineer either. I just kind of know what engineers kind of know every now and again. I mean, I can kind of explain how the physics of it work and what the parts are, not necessarily how to repair them. Like a blown head gasket on a 1988 Nissan Pulsar. Yeah. I wish that was as easy as changing a spark plug or something. Oh well. Oh well. It's another thing for me to do when I get home. Gosh, I should probably cut this video down. It's been such a long video. I hope you enjoyed me blabbing about cars. I'll try not to do that ever again because it took so long. But I don't know. I just really felt like talking for a longer time. So I knew this would be a long episode. That's why I warned you. But if you're still here, gracious, goodness gracious, you are a patient human being. Thank you for giving me so much of your time. And whatever time that may be, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever it is, whatever applies to you, I hope that it's good, sincerely. Really, honestly, watching this long of a terrible video with no editing, you are a hero. Thank you very much. I will cut it out now. Thank you very much for watching all the way to the end. This has been Overlord Pop-Tart. Stay frosty. And happy Veterans Day.